This is the Mikolo SR6 linear row. And if there's one home gym trend that's clear for 2026, it's the rise of the machines. And the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects in a Home Gym Review video go to... You're just gonna have to watch till the end of the video to find out. That was fun, right? Although you should know, the amount of energy that it took to generate that footage could probably power the continent of Africa for about a week. But hey, are you not entertained? If you are entertained, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button to help the YouTube algorithm push this video. It's the least I can ask. Anyway, onto the machine. Now, a quick overview of the features and construction of the machine. You have a set of weight horns here. These are nice and metallic with a nice rounded tip here to make your loading your plates nice and easy. And the weight horns, they're made of pretty thick metal here. This is at least 11 gauge steel, while the rest of the machine is constructed from 14 gauge steel. There's a set of storage horns here, which makes it convenient to store a bunch of plates. The construction is pretty simple. You got these frame members here, cross member here, 2 guide rods, which are solid steel, and a set of linear bearings on which the main bar slides. The back pad here is adjustable and can adjust to 4 different height settings, with this being the lowest one and this here being the tallest one. On the bar here, you've got knurling all around the bar, as well as knurling and these grips here. However, the knurling is a bit passive. I think the main issue with the knurling is that they applied this powder coat, maybe even some kind of a clear coat based on how glossy it is on it, that really kind of dulled it out. So it's almost more decorative than functional. And I did find that if my hands are sweaty and I'm not using grips, that it is a little bit slippery. However, when I'm lifting heavy, I tend to use grips, so it's really not that much of an issue for me. As the name might suggest, the primary movement you would do on this machine is the linear row. So you would step into the machine, get your feet onto the foot pad here. You have a variety of grips to choose from. Bend your knees slightly, bend your back and get comfortable on the backrest pad, and perform your row. Why is this machine called the linear row? Well, that's because when you perform the movement, the load moves on a straight line as this bar here slides along this guide rod on a set of linear bearings. The machine offers several different grip options, starting with this kind of a standard wide grip. That looks something like that. You can do a more narrow supinated grip that's gonna bias your biceps a bit more. And there's also this higher grip you can use here that will really hit your upper back. While the rows are this machine's primary movement, that isn't the only movement you can use this machine for. Another movement I've realized that works pretty well here are shrugs. So you can grab your favorite set of handles and then lean back until your body is straight and then perform your shrug movement. Now, another movement you can try to use this machine for are RDLs. I can grab in my favorite set of handles and extend my lower back. There are some range of motion limitations with this machine for RDLs due to the machine's design, but that's something we can work around with a few easy tweaks. So we'll get to that in a second. And speaking of range of motion, I've seen a lot of reviewers say, well, if you're too tall, this machine may not fit you, or if you're too short, this machine may not fit you right. But what I really think it comes down to is the ratio between the length of your legs and your torso. Generally, if you have longer legs and a shorter torso, I think you'll get more out of this machine. But if you have a longer torso and stubby little legs, then you may not get quite as much range of motion out of this machine as you would want. What can we do to make the range of motion in this machine a little bit better? You can choose not to install these springs. That will give you about an additional 2 or so inches of range of motion, and this is a mod that I'll likely perform when I'm moving this machine. Now, another popular mod I've seen people do to this machine to get a bit more range of motion out of it is to put some kind of a platform here on the foot pad so that you're situated a bit higher up and therefore have range of motion. While I don't have a platform here, what I do have are these range of motion blocks that I originally made for my SR06’s foot pad. Now, these have some magnets here that help hold it in place, and I found that these work pretty well in order to get about 6 more inches out of this machine. So I can just simply plop those there. Now, let's see what those RDLs look like when we have those range of motion blocks there. Now I can definitely feel a stretch in my hamstrings. And once I ditch those springs and get an extra few more inches of range of motion there, I think this will be a pretty awesome RDL machine. What would I upgrade for a V2 of this machine? The main issue that I think every reviewer has mentioned is adding a bit more range of motion out of the box. And I think there's a number of ways that could be achieved. For example, where this little strut sticks out of the main frame, I think you could move that even lower to give these guide rods more range of motion. You could replace these springs with some thinner rubber pads. And then over here, I mean, you could weld this bar a little bit lower on this linear bearing housing, or even just angle it out to get some more range of motion. So there's lots that could be done here that I think are all pretty cheap and easy fixes from an engineering point of view. The other thing you could do is also just add some kind of an accessory or something like these range of motion blocks that I've been using. So for certain exercises where you want to get that little bit of extra range of motion, you could just kind of put these on and do movements like RDLs. And lastly, again, more of a nit, but you know, this knurling here, it's not the greatest knurling I've ever felt. So making that a little bit nicer would be a great modification, or even adding some kind of a different handle option, maybe rotating handles or something like that would be a cool upgrade as well. And while we're on the topic of machine design upgrades, a really awesome update would be to allow this back pad here to pivot to turn this machine into either a linear supported row or a chest supported row. So if you're having trouble picturing that, imagine that this pad could rotate like this, provide some kind of a chest support that would then allow me to do my rows like that. Now that would also require adding some kind of a foot pad or support here. I think that could be designed to be some kind of a hinging fold away mechanism. So imagine you have another platform here that you can unclip, plop out towards the back of the machine so it doesn't always take a ton of space. Then you could put your feet in there, put your chest here, and it becomes a chest supported row or a linear row. Obviously, that would be a pretty major redesign of the machine, as it would require this cross member to move lower maybe to allow room for the chest supported pad. But even if it adds like $200 or $300 of cost to the machine, I think that would be a really popular machine, because now you're able to do another movement without taking significantly more space in your home gym. And I think that machine would sell like hotcakes. What is my overall verdict on this machine? I think it's awesome. For the price, it's a great value if you have the space in your home gym. While the machine isn't small per se, it isn't large either. While you do need to leave a little bit of room on the side to be able to load and unload your plates, it is a relatively compact machine. And in terms of the exercise quality, my philosophy is the best exercises are the ones that you're motivated to do and that feel good. Whether this is the most stimulating exercise or the most functional or the most hypertrophic, I don't know, because none of that stuff matters if I never do the exercise. And having machines in my home gym removes a lot of the friction for me actually doing my exercises. So I'm looking forward to making this part of my leg day with RDLs and part of my pull day with the various row variants, because it's just so easy to hop on. And even compared to my T-bar row, I feel like I'm able to really get a much better mind-muscle connection, because I can go nice and slow and really focus on that eccentric part of the movement and get a really nice pump in my back. And especially on days when, you know, you're just not feeling it and you don't really feel like working out, and you have to summon, you know, every ounce of discipline to get to the gym and do your movements, removing all the friction from that, and you're saying, okay, I just hop in, I do my reps, and I'm done, really helps to stay disciplined and consistent. So I'm a fan of the machine, and it's definitely getting promoted into my main gym where it's going to be part of my program. If you found this video useful and are considering buying this machine, I'd really appreciate if you use my affiliate link from the description below. It helps me in a few ways. I will receive a small commission on any sales that I refer, which just go into the gym budget. And 2, it also helps signal to Mikolo that people are engaging with my content and it's actually helping drive sales, which means they'll be more motivated to send me more pieces to review for you in the future. And now, for the part you've all been waiting for. The Academy Award for Best in Film for a home gym review video go to Adrian Gluck. And the Academy Award for Best Musical Score in a home gym review video go to Adrian Gluck. And the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects in a home gym review video go to Adrian Gluck. You've got to be kidding me.